Good evening, and welcome to another one of my sort of impromptu evening sessions. Well, it's evening here anyway. Wherever you are in the world, it might be crack of dawn for all I know. Who knows? But anyway, welcome. I thought this evening I would like to play a beautiful melody that I heard some years ago, played by a pal in a ceilidh band that I used to play with. And it stayed with me, this melody, because it's very distinct. And it's in 3/4, so it's a waltz. And recently a student mentioned this melody and said, could we learn it? So I listened to the lady that composed the melody. I listened to her version once again, and I changed the key to make it slightly more fiddle friendly. The tune is called Brafferton Village, and the lady who composed the tune is a very well-known person, probably throughout the whole of the world, Catherine Tickell. She is a northeastern or a Northumbrian musician, and she plays the Northumbrian pipes, but she's also an extremely good fiddle player as well, and composer, of course. So this is a beautiful melody she composed called Brafferton Village, and I'm going to play it in the key of G because I think it's slightly more fiddle friendly, and we'll see how we get on. I'm still playing with the dominant strings, so we're also still testing those. They're still dropping in tuning, but hopefully they'll get right through this tune okay. So, Brafferton Village. What a fantastic knockout tune, eh? I love that melody. It's so easy to remember as well, because once you've played it a couple of times, it sticks. And I think that's always a good test of a melody, if you can remember it without really having to do much thinking about it, or even having to refer to the notation. I've got the notation up on my computer screen there, but I didn't look at it once because the tune has stuck. So what a fabulous tune. Thank you, Catherine, for giving us that melody. And that's, as I say, called Brafferton Village. The other thing I wanted to talk a little bit about were these dominant strings. Now, there's been a bit of an interest in my video I made yesterday evening talking about these. I'm still finding them quite harsh, but if you look behind me, there is a bank of mirrors in this room. And on the wall over there, there is a bank of mirrors, because I took over this room when one of my children left home, and it became my studio. And anyway, so there we are. So there are mirrors everywhere, which is the worst possible thing for a studio, because of course the high notes are reflected by the sharp reflective surfaces of mirrors, and of course it amplifies the high notes and makes the fiddle quite screechy, I think is the best way to describe it. So what I try and do is I put a paper clip on there to try and kind of, you know, just tone the fiddle down slightly without losing all of the actual sound of the instrument. Yeah, it probably is not the best solution. I probably should invest in some proper kind of soundproofing in this room, putting some of that sort of funny shaped plastic stuff up on the wall that everybody seems to have, and things in the corner of the room like bass reflectors or something. Yes, I should do all that. Maybe one day I'll get round to it. The trouble is I enjoy my fiddle playing, so yeah, one day I'll sort this room out and turn it into a high, you know, a high class, or I should say an absolutely A1 studio. But at the moment it kind of does what I need. But I'm going off the point here. The dominant strings, yeah, I'm finding them quite bright. I'm surprised, because I bought the version with a wound E specifically, hoping it would just tone down, but maybe they will tone down over a period of time. So we'll see about that and see how we get on. I did. Somebody asked me about what strings I would normally use. Well, I usually use these. Where are we? Tonicas. These ones, Pirastro Tonica. There we are. Those boys there. Pirastro Tonica. They're okay, but once again, the top E is a steel string, and you know it's all right for cutting cheese, I guess, and it's quite bright. So I did buy some of those strings, top E strings, that were meant to reduce the amount of brightness. And I've got two more. I bought two more last week that I hope to test out. One of these is called a Larsen. I can't pronounce it, but there you can see what it says on the packet. A Larsen, something beginning with T, violin string. Tzigane. Goodness knows how you pronounce that. Anyway, and I also got another one. Where are we? Oh gosh, there are so many strings. Yeah, there we go. I got one of these boys, a hill string. So I'm hoping to try those out and see if they kind of like take the top E down a bit. I've also noticed something else. I'm rabbiting on a bit this evening. I hope you don't mind, but I've noticed something else. When I play with a wooden bow, and when I play with one of these carbon fibre bows, there's a different sound on the violin. I don't know if it will come across because I'm just using my mobile phone to make this video, but this is the carbon fibre bow. Now let's go on to the wooden bow, this one here. I can hear a difference. You may not be able to because a mobile phone is not brilliant at picking up the best quality sound, but this is another cheap wooden bow. They all sound slightly different to me. So I played the tune Brafferton Village using the carbon fibre bow this evening. But there we are. As these strings are settling down, I'm finding that I'm having to adapt what I'm playing, which bow I'm going to use to get the best sound. But at the moment, I think they're still settling in the dominant strings. Okay, I think I've spoken enough this evening. Hopefully, I've introduced you to a beautiful melody called Brafferton Village by Catherine Tickell. If you haven't heard of Catherine Tickell, look her up. I'll leave a link to her website in the video description so you can go and explore the beautiful music that she makes. And she's on Spotify, she's on YouTube, she's all over the place. Wonderful, wonderful music, very talented musician, very talented lady from Northumberland, from the northeast of England. So there you go. Hope this has been interesting for you. And yeah, keep enjoying your fiddle playing, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.